Good morning, traders and investors around the world. Welcome to this Thursday, February 9th edition of Pre-Market Prep Plus. Joel Elconin joining you here on this Thursday morning. We got a nice rally going here in the S&P 500 index futures. Let's run through the futures, some of the issues that are on the move in today's session, and then most importantly, what's on your radar. If any of you guys were not here yesterday for the closing print, I had a really good discussion with Michael Pachter. He's a managing director, equity research at Wedbush Securities, and he is absolutely pounding the table on this ATVI deal. And Microsoft back up 67 cents today. So if you get a chance, you can go to back to premarketprep.com and take a look at that. But let's go through the commodities in the futures. S&P is traded up 33 3/4 handles at 41.64 1/4. Just off that pre-market high at 41.70 1/4. Getting kind of tight up here. I mean, you have just some daily highs to contend with. Wednesday's Globex high, Tuesday's Globex high, the close from last week, the high close of the rebound. So we've been in a little bit of a trading range, getting bought in the lower 4,100 handle and selling up here, not quite at this area. So the bulls got some heavy lifting to do in order to take this market over 4,200. The buck is helping things. I want to clear out my cash here, down 60 cents at 102.67. Bonds, they're trying to be up a point here, up 29.30 seconds at 129 and 8.30 seconds. Crude backing off 79, down 67 cents, 77.80. Making some lower highs here than you did in mid-January. Gold creeping its way back, trying to make that 1900 support instead of resistance. That's trading up 870 at 1899.40. Silver, it's doing okay today. That's up 6.5 cents. Looks like we have a potential move higher if we can clear that 4-day high in silver. We'll keep an eye on this at 22.64. Currently trading at 22.48. And Bitcoin's just hanging out around 23K. We've talked about it for a while, down $45 at 22,840. Did take out a trio of lows here at 22.7. So that's now, well, you did, but you bounced back above it. So let's see if you trap the bears in here with the break of the triple bottom, at least on the futures. Trying to go green, very close. Let's keep an eye on that closing price from yesterday at 22,885. So as we move in here into the morning session, we could take a look at what's on your radar here. And Mr. Mojo Rising, Jim Morrison himself, stepped into Google yesterday. Well, he went into the Goog Al. So let's go to the Goog Al because that's what he is trading. And what he did, he stepped in to hoping to flip it. He bought it on the dip, hoping to flip it out at 103. It's just a rent here. So the first things first is you want to hold that closing price from yesterday. Way down at 98.04. Or excuse me, that was the low from yesterday. So the better you have, to hold that low today, which is all things being equal, it looks like you have a benign market as of this point. But let's hold that close at 99.37, and you better hold that low from yesterday at 98.04. Maybe instead of just ratcheting right back up today, maybe make a couple lows, 98.5, 98.75, and then work your way out. I see your target. Your target's screaming at me in the face. Yesterday's high, 103.14. 103.12 was the previous day's low. So even with that bad news out in the pre-market, folks, you were able to sell that thing for a gap fill there. So I like your target, your risk reward. I'd like to see get a couple more lows in this area. Now, if the market, if we roll over here, you might be in a little bit of trouble. But buying the dip on that one off the ChatGPT news or lack of it. Microsoft still benefiting strongly. This sold off $10 from its intraday high. and now recovering. What's been that? We've been in the 270 handle yesterday. You know what? Let's see where we're at. We're trading at 272.34. I don't have anything for you here, folks, on this one. I wish I did. Let's get the pre-market trading and see if we can give you a level here in the pre-market as far as something to watch. Trading at the highs of the pre-market session. So I'll just keep an eye on that and make sure for this one, like if you took it home on the dip yesterday, make sure the spoons keep moving and they keep moving higher. Take out the pre-market high because we'll find out if we just are making a little lower end of the trading range, or this is the time to bust out here on this Thursday. I got another position on the dip, hoping Mojo rising. Yeah, Mojo, I don't know. Did you listen to Michael Pachter yesterday? He was very convincing. Let's take a look at KWeb. We know that the Chinese stocks are bottom in October. We've had a pullback, trading up $1.09. Gaps are not as important in this one just because, we're trading overseas, but we got nice support here. I just call it $32 as nice support. But for me on this one, I think it's a pretty easy call. What's going to happen at $34? You had to move from 36 to 32, right? You've been in a strong uptrend, tried to have some consolidation. The consolidation failed to induce another rally. But here you are. Your 2-day or your 4-day high comes in at 34.38. I'm bringing my targets down a little bit lower to 34. That's half of that move. If KWeb, if he still wants to get back into, going back up to 36, first things first, taking out 34. Under 32, well, you find me the support because there isn't very much down to the $30 level. Good morning, Martin Contreras. CVX, we talked about, could it get over 89 yesterday? No, 88, and it did. It had to gap up. Really did not even relent here. What was that opening print? They also did acquisition. Open was key on that one, 87.89 with an 87.75 low. You're trading up in the pre-market. Martin, I think you just got to be real careful here over the next couple days, right? Because you got that high from yesterday at 9.25, and then you got two other highs that are just above that. So I'm going to respect that. I'm not going to call it the triple top, but if the bulls want to turn this thing into a little bit more than a 2-day rally off the low, they got to punch this thing through 90.50 with conviction. Then things open up on the upside over the 91 handle. I'd be using that close at support, 87.65. That's $2 away. Doesn't look like you have anything that you need to worry about in that, Martin, yet until you take out that low and perhaps get a gap fill. Mojo rising. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the other thing too, I just want to tell you about Mr. Pachter is he has his law degree too. So it's just not some YOLO analyst, making predictions on something. He's a student of the law, and he's done his work. So he's made some great calls over the years, and we'll see. He stood firm on this one going in. So if you guys want to go back, it's on my site, premarketprep.com. You go to the YouTube channel, and you can pull that up really easily. Boom. House of Mouse will not relent. This is a tough one. I've seen it take a dip. Right now, I think you just have to respect this rally. I'm not calling any tops yet. 117. We came down there earlier this morning. So 117, I'm going to call that support. And it just was this 120 area. I know we're trading 118.91. I don't have any dailies level there for you at 120. But what I'm thinking is that there's going to be a lot of stock in the book here from yesterday's session, right? You had a dip down to 110.29. I think you got a lot of people that are just maybe on a swing trade. I don't know what they're looking at this long term, but they're probably trying to think to, get out, between the close was 112 and 120, 112, 111.78. So there's a lot of offers at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 that will have to even get fulfilled. Right now, the 119s are not due. I bet you there's a pile of stock here at 120 Would not be buying this off the open. I think you open right around the whole number, and then it will be, let's say we open 119. It will be, the onus will be on the bulls to make this a 119 bid, cut through 120. Pre-market high comes in at 122.50. Also, if you were waiting and holding on this on a gap fill from all the way back on August 19th, 119.48 was your target. You better get your order out there, because that we did trade there in the pre-market. The close on day was 120.14. So there you go for the House of Mouse. RAG, good morning to you. We got some symbols coming here. That's what I like to see. CELH. Now, this one is a wild one. And we did get a bounce. Yeah, we did get a bounce, trading up 31 cents. Man, against this stock is not too far. I keep an eye. RAG just sticking out to me. $100, only up 31 cents here in the pre-market. You got a firm seller at 100. Until you can take out 100, work your way towards 102. I think you got some problems here in the stock. You had a pretty big decline. Doesn't look like you want to take, do anything on a 50% retracement. And also closed pretty close to yesterday's low, 97.41. I know we're trading up 30 cents here, but $100. I'll make that, the fact that you had two daily highs there on back-to-back days, make firm seller there. So be careful if this thing doesn't get into the $100 handle pretty soon. The recent bounce in 2 days. I mean, this stock has just had a major run. Mojo Rising, even WBD or pair to go up in parity with Disney. Now there you go. You're talking about a sympathy trade in these stocks. Only up 23 cents. Not a bad day. Pulled back from the $16 area. I like your thinking here. I don't think I would hang out much past yesterday's low at 14.53. Nice little target on the upside. And I'll give you a good level on the upside here. You're trading at 14.78. If you get a quick bounce up here, you got to be aware that yesterday's high was 15.26. Your 2-day close 15.33. Your 3-day close 15.40, and your 4-day close 15.42. So after this major run up in 2023, it looks like someone's really working the mark there to get out of stock at the 15.50 area. So as of today, that's what you're looking at. Even a couple daily highs in that area from Monday and Tuesday. So pretty well easier to define resistance to support here. If you lose this 14.56, you got a pair of lows down in the lower 14 handle. That would be 14.22 and 14.23. All right, let's move on. Para, P-A-R-A. This company's changed its names I don't know how many times. You are getting a little bit of a sympathy bounce here in today's session. Not 14,000 shares have traded. Kind of closed week, kind of near the market. So in a sympathy trade, maybe leaning on the previous day's low, shorter term target. Right up here, 23.39. That was a high from yesterday. And that coincided with your close on Tuesday at 23.35. If you lose that daily low, 22.38, you might have to hold out for under $22. 21.78 was your low to end the month. EWM community, Coinbase, this thing moves all over the place. Boom, boom, boom. They got the job. I wish I would have put what day this was, but maybe it was on this day. This was the second round of job cuts. Yeah, because that's where I had the arrow. I think we can get rid of that text and get rid of this arrow because that's a long ways away. Bitcoin kind of flat. I think what you're looking at in coin here, I don't know if you've played this from the long side. You're looking to protect some profits, but this low from Tuesday, 67.30. Just under that, I think you got to protect yourself. You can easily get a gap fill here at down to fit. Wow. Well, the top of this range was 66.22. So that would be an easy fill, but kind of looks like wow, man, this thing moves 87.63. A little bit longer term, like if you think that this was like the move of moves, you moved up from 32. Holy macro to 88, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, a 55. Man, this has been a big run here. I'm not shorting it, but man, oh man, just looks like you start to fall into this gap area. Not sure when they if they have any reports or anything coming up, but big old run, looking a little tired. Keep an eye on that closing price. Boom. With the pivot points, and this is just kind of a general thing, is that you can look at your longer term pivots. If you're looking for a reversion, but what I like to do with my pivot points is see if they line up, but like with daily levels, daily closes, former daily highs, or daily lows. So I hope that answers your question for you. For Bill, hey Bill, how you doing? Can I look at WDS? Girlfriend wants to buy some more. I suggested 23-ish. WDS, Walter David Sam, Woodside Energy Group Limited. I mean, 23 seems like a long ways away, but you can be patient on this one. Really unfamiliar with the stock, but 23 would be a good area. I would just say, right now with the trading up a dime here, at 25.49, I see a little bit of resistance accumulating at the $26 area. But you're going to need a pretty big decline in here to get it back to 23 bucks. Maybe you just have to nibble on this along the way, but 23 is a good support area. It just looks like it has a ways to go to get that. Not great insight. I know I come up with some good numbers sometimes, but Woodside Energy Group Limited, you got a stumper on me on this one. Let's see here. So that's not much help, Bill. Maybe throw something else at me. Mojo Rising, looking for a drop in NVIDIA. Well, you can look for drops and things, but man, it's hard to predict them. You did have a weak close yesterday, and you're getting some of that money back today. And you are a couple, but what I would do for this one, if you think that it's due for a rollover or some kind of a pullback, you got a good level. I think some people are going to be very happy to see this up 4.5 points. Let's get through the pre-market high. 227 is your pre-market high. That doesn't, I would, if you're looking for a turn in this, you can use yesterday's high at 228.78 as a stop out point if you're so inclined. But for me, I think I don't think I could get too excited on the downside here until you really take out this 222 area. And the reason I say that is you had a low yesterday at 220.08, and then you got a pair of closes at the 222 area. 222.05 was a closing high for the move. 221.73 was your close on Tuesday. This has been on a terrific run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 7, 7 out of 8, 8 of 9, 9 out of 10. You get the drift here. Several major up days in a row, and just a little bit. It was still an up day yesterday, but not as much. So focus number for that is 222. 222.03 has been the closing high for the move. Talk about winning streaks here. Look at Bank of America here. I don't know. How can we illustrate this more closely here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of, I mean, look at all those up days here. Does it look like it's traded down 13 cents today? No big deal. We'll see how this reacts. Wells Fargo, same kind of just relentless rally here in the financials. So, these strings cannot go on forever. So pick your point. I would say for this Wells Fargo double close area, 48.13, 48.25. Those are closing highs for the moves. Trading above that now. Eventually, this is going to run into some paper somewhere. For BAC, high close of the move on Tuesday at 36.77. Closes kind of bunching up at the 36.50 area. 37's been the recent high of the move. Let's see here. What else do we have heading into the open? S&Ps are just kind of hanging here. As always, we look to follow through the pre-market high, and that is about 7 handles away. Quick update here on the House of Mouse, and House of Mouse once again gets another rally. Getting a little bit tired here, so now the paper sellers are coming into the book, and they're trying to figure out where they can open this thing and not have it totally collapse. I did miss Data Dog, DDOG. Sorry about that. Data Dog traded up 239. Not sure what the news on this. Hanging out at 85.05. This thing is gappy, huh? If you're looking for the momentum to continue in this one, let's hold the top of yesterday's range at 84.33 and take a look here at man, this is tough. I would say my next stopping point for this one on a rally is 86.97. And the reason I say that is that was the high close for the rebound. You had a nice little pullback down that as low as $75. Now you're getting back up to that area. So see if you have the momentum to get to 86.97. But then the recent high of the move, that comes in at 88.85. So there we go. Coming up into the opening bell. Just got some resistance here. No 3-star resistance. But a lot of 2 stars here. You have Wednesday's interday high, 68 even. We got above that by a little bit. Wednesday's Globex high, 79.25. So you got a little maybe 9-point run above that. Tuesday's high is another 9 points above that. So we've been a little bit of a trading range over the last couple sessions. And here we are, kind of near the top of the range. We'll see what the bulls can get it back. Just real quickly, Pepsi absolutely ripping people's face off here, trading up at the highs of the pre-market session. Be careful on this one, folks. This is had a good year until it started to get weak in mid-December. You've had a move from let's call it 187. Let's call it 177. Getting back half of these moves here. This would be a real juicy target. This would be 177.65 if you're looking for something on the upside. All right, folks. Thanks for joining me here. Join me at 10:30 pre-market prep with stock odds, and then at the close is no longer. It is now the closing print that's done at 3:30 to 4. Jeremy Newsom will be joining me today, and to discuss today's price action and perhaps what we could look for tomorrow. Option expiration, those weekly options going off the board. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.